This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the Dover Liberty Book Club.
One of the reasons the Egyptian revolutionaries were so successful at toppling Mubarak was their reliance on precedent. They brought in advisors from, of all places, Serbia, advisors who had been involved in toppling the dictator there around 2000. What does this have to do with New Hampshire? Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Anti-Serbian sentiment may be almost as strong as anti-Israeli sentiment in the Middle Eastern world. But I'm guessing the Egyptian revolutionaries found they had more in common with Serbian revolutionaries than with their own government. And in the same way, New Hampshire's freedom agitators may find they have more in common with Egyptian revolutionaries than with their local tax assessor. So what do we do about this? Oh, the same thing, maybe. Maybe we take on an Egyptian revolutionary advisor. The scenario, as I envision it, would be this. Free State Project, or allied organization, invites mid-level Egyptian activists to Porcupine Fest. While she's here, she gets put to work for a week or two as an advisor, assisting us the same way Serbian activists assisted the Jasmine Revolution in Egypt. Now, sure, this would help Porcupine Fest, and it would help us learn more, but the real advantage would be something the Egyptians probably never got out of their Serbian advisors. The advantage would be publicity. It's one way to take some of the constructive Middle East-type revolutionary steps without having to set ourselves on fire. With any luck, it might also result in a long-term link between us and our new heroes from the streets of Cairo. The other thing I like about this is it sort of makes clear what our model is. It's sort of an indicator of the precedent we're trying to follow. Not everything that happens in Egypt is going to be good, but as of mid-March, their dictator toppling effort still looks like the one to imitate.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the Dover Liberty Book Club. In addition to eating lots of pastries and drinking lots of coffee, they are dedicated to learning about the basic principles which explain our current economic and social situation. And speaking of economic situations, you'll be glad to know most of the books they read are free. Dover Liberty Book Club.